Elabore, welcome to another episode of Ashe for today. This is the 11th episode. Wow, we have really gone far. As you join on the live streaming, let me know where you're streaming from. Tap on your screen, like, share. Let me know where you're streaming from. Tap on your screen, like, share. Let me know where you're streaming. Let me know where you're streaming from as you join the live streaming. Let me know where you're streaming from. Elaboye Odofin Omobola. Thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for joining. Where are you streaming from? Please let me know where you're streaming from today. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí Àṣẹ for today. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè o, àbọ̀ ṣíṣe o. Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí Àṣẹ for today. Welcome to the 11th episode of Àṣẹ for today. And on this show, we share the Odrifa for each day, the Iwure for each day, and the Ashe for that day. From Lagos, Nigeria, thank you. Keep tapping on your screen as you join. Mo ṣe Elaboru, mo ṣe Elaboye, mo ṣe Elabo ṣíṣe o, mo ṣe Ogbo Atọ́. Fún gbogbo wa nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa. Àìnábùnmi, thank you very much for joining. Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè àbọ̀ ṣíṣe o. Let me know where you're streaming from. Mo lẹ ti ń kàn sí wa lénìí. Lovell, ẹ ṣé gan ni o. From Canada, Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè, thank you very much for joining. I know it's early in the morning, it's 1 a.m., but it's the best way to start our day. We have been digging into the Odrifa, one Odrifa per day, and we have been learning a lot of things. Ifagbemi from London, ẹ ṣé gan ni o, a dúpẹ́ o. Àìnábùnmi from Abẹ́òkúta, ẹ ṣé o, ire owó, ire ọlá, ire ajé ló máa jẹ́ fún wa o. Ojúmọ́ ayọ̀ ló máa jẹ́ fún gbogbo wa o, láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. We have been looking into one Odrifa per day. Every new day we delve into another Odrifa, and it has been amazing. It has been extraordinary. It has been insightful, informative. We have been able to see that the Odrifa is not just a combination of some history book, but we have been able to appropriate it to her everyday life. And I've been getting a lot of reviews from people who say, thank you very much for sharing this. I didn't even know if I was this deep. Ẹ ṣé o, ojúmọ́ ire, ojúmọ́ ayọ̀, ojúmọ́ àlàáfíà fún gbogbo wa o. Thank you very much for joining from Florida. Adúpẹ́, ẹ ṣé. You have been learning a lot. Ifá ṣe o, Elédùmarè ṣe o. Àwọn tó ṣawo tó ṣe é kù sẹ́yìn Ifá wa, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn. Please keep tapping on your screen, keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing. Those of you that have been supporting this program with your gift, adúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Ajé Ògúngúlùsọ onísọ̀ òbòjì, ajé á dúró tì yín, ajé á bá yín kún ọwọ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ní náà kan tọ́kẹ́ tó ná mi o. Ibi tẹ́ ẹ ti wá ń mówó tẹ́ ẹ fi ń fún wa ní gift, tẹ́ ẹ fi ń ra ẹ̀bùn, tẹ́ ẹ fi ń ránṣẹ́ sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ní kàn sàlẹ̀ àpò. Those of you that have been sending in gifts, Ajé, the Orisha of wealth and finances and economic expansion, will stay with you, would expand with you in your business. As you take it out, Ajay will replenish it, because we say Abudini tolokun, Abudini tolosa. As the ocean, as you take water out of the wells and the oceans and the streams, it automatically replaces itself. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè, ibi tẹ́ ẹ ti ń mówó náà, àbùdí ló máa jẹ́. So what Odrifa are we looking in today? Nikki, Àbọ̀rú àbọ̀yè, where are you streaming from? Ifá ó bá ní ṣe, Elédùmarè ó bá ní ṣe, àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn, ó bá ní ṣe. Wow, first time of catching me live on YouTube. Thank you so much. Trust me, you are in for the depth of knowledge that they had tried to hide from us. But no, we're taking it back. Streaming from Ibadan, Nikki, thank you. How are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Ojúmọ́ ire ni ní ibi báyìí, ojúmọ́ ayọ̀, ojúmọ́ àlàáfíà ni níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ wa. Every day here we pick one Odu Ifa, one essay each of an Odu, and we dissect it. We look at what Ifa is telling us, recited both in English and in Yoruba language. And then we find the knowledge, the ire, the blessing in that Odu, and how we can appropriate it to our modern day life. This is Ifa College. This is the first soon to be accredited online university of Ifa and Yoruba studies in Nigeria to the rest of the world. Yes. And here, what we do is we teach the undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifa, about Isheshe, and about African spirituality as a whole. I teach both in English and Yoruba so that there is no loss in translation. We try our best to translate it into English as much as we can. Keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing. Here I say, you unlearn the misconceptions, you learn the truth, and you relearn certain things that you already knew and you had forgotten. This is our share for today, and our hashtags are my blessing is here now, Ashe it is done. Our blessing is not in the far, far away beyond where we are hoping and wishing and praying for it to come. No, our blessing is here now. And the Odrifa is the Google map that directs us to where our blessing is. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, Ifá ni afini mọ̀nà ọmọ aráyé. Ifa is the road map of life, the Google map of life that directs us to where our blessing is. So that's pretty much what we do here every weekday morning, Mondays to Fridays, on the TikTok channel of Ifa College and on the YouTube channel of Iyanifa Ewa TV. Today we are going to be delving into another essay of the Odu. In ancient Yoruba practices, people start their day digging into the Odu Ifa. Somebody in the family will read out what the Odu Ifa says for that day. They will share the lessons and the blessings that is in it, make their Iwure with their Ashe, and they will move out into their day, receiving instructions and blessings of how the day is going to look like. That is exactly how our ancestors and our forefathers did it. And that is how it has been passed on from generation to generation. So don't let anybody deceive you that Abrahamic religion is the one that brought the idea of waking up in the morning, digging into the word that the divine and supreme being Olodumare gave, making your Iwure, which is called prayers in Yoruba, and receiving instructions for the day. No, that is how Ifa instructed us. That is how Olodumare instructed us through Ifa to start our day. Before we begin anything, there's something we always do, and that is called Iba. That is called Iba. Iba is paying homage. We recognize the power and the authorities that are, and we pay homage to them. Please keep tapping on your screen. Keep tapping on your screen. Keep tapping on your screen. Keep liking, keep sharing, so that all our friends and family that are sleeping will wake up. Mr. L. Yadif, thank you very much for joining. My blessing is here now. Ashe, it is done. Say it with me. Type it out. Let me know you are here. My blessing is here now. Ashe, it is done. Moshe elaboru, Moshe elaboye, Moshe elabo shishel. From Louisiana, Eshe Gonio, Mr. Mike, thank you very much. Aboru aboye, Ogbu atonio. Keep tapping on your screen. My blessing is here now. Ashe, it is done. Ifá ó bá ní ṣe, k'Elédùmarè ó bá ní ṣe. Àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn, kó bá wa ṣe. Àní kífá ó bá wa ṣe, k'Elédùmarè ó bá wa ṣe. Àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn, kó bá wa ṣe. We're going into another Odu Ifa today. Who remembers the Odu that we thought about yesterday? The Odu Ifa we thought about yesterday was talking about marriage. Was talking about marriage relationship, and yesterday was expository. It was mind-blowing. We saw a lot of things that we didn't even know existed in Ifa. 21221. Okay, what is the name of that Odu? What is the name of that Odu? The Odu that we talked about yesterday. My blessing is here now. I share it is done. What is the name of the Odu Ifa that we delved into yesterday? Who can remember? Àkànrántí la máa ń kọ́ wa, kí n kọ́ àkọ́gbàgbé o. We learn to remember so that we can implement it. It's a meji. Okay, yes, it's a meji. It is Odimeji. The Odrifa that we delved into yesterday was an essay from Odimeji. Odrifa Odimeji. And today we are going into another Odrifa this morning. But before then, please keep tapping on your screen. Keep tapping on your screen. Keep liking, keep sharing. I know, Bumi, thank you. Odimeji. Odimeji. Yes, thank you. Janet Odimeji. Yes, that was the Odu for yesterday. Now, before we delve into the Odu for today, let's make our Iba. Recognizing and acknowledging the powers that hold today. Àwọn agbára tó ṣílẹ̀kùn ọjọ́ ìní, the powers that open the door of a new day for us to be here to fulfill another page in our destiny. Akọ́dá ayé àṣèbà.
Ìbáṣẹ.
Àṣèbà tí wáyé ọjọ́.
Ìbáṣẹ.
Àṣèbà tí wọ̀ oòrùn. Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé. Òwí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Alágbádá iná aláwọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ oòrùn. Àṣèbà aníkíbà wa ṣe o.
Àṣẹ.
Àṣèbà Ọ̀ṣun ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ́. Àṣèbà aládé kojú ẹbọra tí ń gbénú omi.
Oríyè yóò.
Àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn òrìṣà, gbogbo àwọn orúnmọlẹ̀ tó tilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ òjíire ró. Àṣèbà Ṣàngó, kábíyèsí Ṣàngó, àkàtà yẹ́rìyẹ́rì. Iná lójú, iná nímú, iná lẹ́nu.
Ìbáṣẹ.
Àṣèbà aníkíbà wa ṣe o. Ajagunmalè olúwo òde ọ̀run. Àṣèbà. Àṣèbà olúbíkin. Àṣèbà ọ̀sanyìnbíkin. Àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn agbára tó tẹ ìlú yìí dó. Àṣèbà àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀. Àwọn tó lànà fáwa, àwọn tó ṣawo kù sẹ́yìn fáwa. Àṣèbà. Àṣèbà bàbá wa, àṣèbà ìyá wa, àṣèbà àwọn ọlọ́kọ̀ tó wà wá wá sáyé. Aníkíbà wa ṣe o.
Àṣẹ.
Gbogbo orí kọ̀ọ̀kan tó péjọ síbí. Àṣèbà orí, àṣèbà ẹlẹ́dàá. Aníkíbà wa ṣe o. Àṣèbà ifá, àṣèbà ikin, àṣèèpà ikin. Ifá orí mi rèé o, àṣèbà. Aníkíbà wa ṣe o. Gbogbo agbára tó solé ayé ró. Àṣèbà. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́, àṣèbà yín o. Aníkíbà wa ṣe o. Ẹ̀yin arógbaṣọ má balẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin arógbaṣọ má bò. Ẹ̀yin ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ ọlọ́mú. Ẹ̀yin ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì jà. Àṣèbà aníkíbà wa ṣe o. Àṣèbà gbogbo kábíyèsí lọ́balọ́ba níjòyè níjòyè lórígun mẹ́rẹ̀ẹ̀rin àgbálá ayé yìí. Àṣèbà. Àṣèbà látòkèdókè láì dá apá kan sí. Àṣekábíyèsí o, kádé ó pẹ́ lórí yín. Kírùkẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ́ lẹ́wọ́ yín. Kí bàtà pẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ yín. Káṣẹ pẹ́ lẹ́nu yín o. Àṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn babaláwo, gbogbo ìyá nífá, gbogbo bàbá lórìṣà, gbogbo ìyá lórìṣà. Àṣèbà aníkíbà wa ṣe o. Àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn ìyá wa. Àṣèbà gbogbo àwọn aláṣekù, gbogbo àwọn tó ti lọ síwájú tó ti rebi àgbáre. Àṣèbà aníkíbà wa ṣe o. Ìbà ṣe. Wọ́n lọ́mọdé tó bá júbà ló máa roko dalẹ́. Àwa tún ti júbà lénìí. Ó di dandan ká roko dalẹ́ o. Láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ìbà ṣe. We have made it, but we have paid homage to the powers that be, to the forces that hold the heaven and the earth. We have paid homage today. And we are going into our Odu. The Odu Ifa that we are going into today, I would, as usual, I will put the mark here. And then somebody will tell me what it is. Now, to make it easy for you, okay? To make it easy for you, if you have learned the first 16 Odu, the Oju Odu, it will be easy for you to recognize every other Odu, because every other Odu is a combination of the Oju Odu. So you just pick it side by side to recall the Oju Odus that you have learned. But if you have not learned the Oju Odu, the 16 major Odus, I will admonish you to go to ifacollect.ng. That is the school website, and register for either Erindilogun Studies. Erindilogun Studies is based on the 16 principal Odus. Or you register for the 256 mastery course in Ifa and 256 mastery course in Odu, either of those two courses, please register for it so that at least for a start, you can recognize what the Odu is. So we are going to check in the Odu that we have today. The Odu that we have today is this. Watch me. We have a 2, 2, 1, 2. Now, who can tell me what the 2, 2, 1, 2 is? 2, 2, 1, 2. Who can tell me what it is? Odrifa, that is 2, 2, 1, 2. While you are thinking of that, the other side of this Odu is 2, 1, 2, 2. So it's pretty much the flip side of this. So we have 2, 2, 1, 2 and 2, 1, 2, 2. Remember that we go from the left-hand side to the right-hand side. So the left-hand side is what? Oturupon. 2, 2, 1, 2 is Oturupon. Now the other side, 2, 1, 2, 2. What is that one? 2, 1, 2, 2. What is the other side? It's not a major. They are not the same thing. Oh, look at it. There is 2, 2, 1, 2 and there is 2, 1, 2, 2. Oh yeah, think about it. So there is a 2, 2, 1, 2. The other side is Ika. It's not Ika Meji. See, listen, this is just simple math. Meji means double. Meji means what is on the left side is what is on the right side. That is what Meji means. What's on the left is not what's on the right here. On the left here, we have 2, 2, 1, 2. On the right, we have 2, 1, 2, 2. So the left, we have established that the left is Oturupon and the right is Ika. So this Odrifa is Oturupon Ika. Please write it in the comment section. Oturupon Ika. 2, 2, 1, 2 on the left and then 2, 1, 2, 2 on the right. Odrifa Oturupon Ika. Oturupon Ika. Exactly. That is Yodu. Can somebody write out the numbers? Somebody write out the number 2, 2, 1, 2 and then 2, 1, 2. Sorry, 2, 2, 1, 2 and then 2, 1, 2, 2. 2, 2, 1, 2 and 2, 1, 2, 2. Oturupon Ika. Thank you very much. Odrifa Oturupon Ika la máa máa gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí. Odrifa Oturupon Ika ní àrọ̀nì abóṣù lọ́lọ́lọ́. Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Bàbá ń lọ rèé gbé Ajítóbì láyà. Ẹbọ láwo ní kó mú ṣe. Ó gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, ó rúbọ. Ẹbọ fín, ẹbọ dà. Bí bá ń ṣẹnu rere yin awo. Awo ń yin Ifá. Ifá ń yin Elédùmarè. Wọ́n ní àrọ̀nì gbóṣù lọ́lọ́lọ́. Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Bàbá lọ rèé gbé Ajítóbì níyàwó. Ẹbọ láwo ní kó mú ṣe. Ó gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, ó rúbọ. Ẹbọ fín, ẹbọ dà. Ẹbọ dòdì ọ̀run. Bí bá ń ṣẹnu rere yin awo. Awo ń yin Ifá. Ifá ń yin Elédùmarè. Ajítóbì ayáré. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló gbé Ajítóbì níyàwó. Ajítóbì ayáré. That's Odrifa Oturupon Ika. Now let's translate that to English. He says, Arọ́ni, òun ló bóṣù lọ́lọ́lọ́. That is the name of the person that was divining. The person they were divining for, Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà. This divination was done for Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Bàbá ń lọ rèé gbé Ajítóbì níyàwó. Ọ̀rúnmìlà was going to take Ajítóbì as his wife. Ajítóbì is the name of the woman that Ọ̀rúnmìlà saw. And he likes the woman. Èyí wù mí, ẹ jẹ́ kí n fi ṣaya. I'm interested in this woman. I want to take her as my wife. Someone said, is there a book that you can be reading? Just go to the Ifa College website. All the information you need, the books that you need to buy, the courses you need to register for, everything is on the Ifa College website. Please type out the website. or send a message via WhatsApp. Wọ́n ní adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà. We made a divination for Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Bàbá ń lọ rèé gbé Ajítóbi níyàwó. Ọ̀rúnmìlà was going to take Ajitobi as a wife. That is the reason he did a divination. Remember what we learned yesterday. Anytime you are about to get into any form of relationship, let's start with general relationship. Any form of relationship at all, your first step and your best bet is to do an Ifa divination. Even Ọ̀rúnmìlà, the Orisha of knowledge, of wisdom, in all his wisdom and his knowledge, he still went to Ifa. How much more you? Ọ̀rúnmìlà, that was the one that received the universal knowledge of Ifa, he didn't get to a point in his life where he felt, I know this thing so well, I can figure it out, I can put 2 plus 2 together and make 4 out of it. No. At every point, Ọ̀rúnmìlà made a divination. I think in episode 9, we talked about Odrifa Ejiogbe. When Ọ̀rúnmìlà was going to pick a wife, ìgbà tí Ọ̀rúnmìlà fẹ́ lọ fi ẹ̀mí ọmọ Olódùmarè ṣaya, Ọ̀rúnmìlà was going to pick ẹ̀mí, the child of Olódùmarè, as a wife. He did a divination and he was asked to do Ebo. Now again, Ọ̀rúnmìlà is about to pick another wife. Yes, Ọ̀rúnmìlà was a polygamist to the core. In fact, we have lost count of the number of wives that he married. And at this point, let me just tell you, don't sit down there and say, if Ọ̀rúnmìlà was a polygamist, it means that I can also be a polygamist. I can have different women. Remember that we said our Ori and our destiny is different and unique. Find out what works for you. Your Ori might not support polygamy or being involved in different relationships at the same time. Particularly, for example, those that are born with the Odu or Yekumeji. Oyekumeji does not allow it. Now, some people will ask me, where did you find that? Because I've heard a lot of people argue that Oyekumeji story. Let's go into it. This is the sacred Odrifa, and this is Odrifa Oyekumeji. You can see it here, Oyekumeji. This is Oyekumeji. Okay. So here it says, in Odu Oyekumeji, Ifa warns against the danger of having relationships with too many women. The women will be jealous, and the problems created will impede the client's progress. For this Odu, we learned that whoever it is that this Odu breath, it is better to have one husband and one wife. That's what Odrifa Oyekumeji says. For the person that is born with this Odu. So if Odrifa Oyekumeji says this and Ọ̀rúnmìlà had so many wives, does that mean Ọ̀rúnmìlà was violating the Odu? No. In Ifa, there is different instruction for different person because we have come to live different lives. Thank you so much for the compliment. We have come to live different lives, so there is different instructions for everybody. Ifa is not the one that gives you one book and says everybody has to follow that book word for word, letter for letter, irrespective of what your destiny and your path is. That is totally unrealistic. The name of the book is the Sacred, what's it called? The Sacred Ifa Oracle. But there are so many other books that has compilations of Ifas. Yeah. So that's just by way of digression, just to establish that your choice of partner, the type of relationship you go into, follow the one that aligns with your destiny. So it has been established for Ọ̀rúnmìlà that he can have multiple wives, right? But at every point he was going to pick a new wife, he would always do a divination. He didn't get to a point where in his life where he felt, I have 20 wives already. I've already mastered the act of, I already know what it is. I don't need to stress myself. Some of you will say, it's not like I don't want to do the Idafa. It's because every Ifa comes with Ebo and Etutu. And the Ebo and Etutu is what? Remember what we learned last week Sunday about the importance of regular Ebo and Etutu. If you missed that, go to the YouTube channel Iyanifa Ewa TV and scroll down. It was a video from last week Sunday. You will see the teaching that we had. It was the teaching on àwọn ìyá mi, àwọn ajogun and Èṣù. In that teaching, I talked about the significance of Ebo. So you should go watch that. Now, back to Ọ̀rúnmìlà's story. Odrifa Oturupon Ika. He says, Aroni, Aboshu lololo. Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà. Bàbá fẹ́ lọ fẹ́ Ajítóbì níyàwó. Bàbá ń lọ gbé Ajítóbì níyàwó. Ọ̀rúnmìlà was going to pick Ajítóbì as wife. Ẹbọ làwọn ní kó mú ṣe. Ó gbẹ́ńbọ níbẹ̀, ó rúbọ. He did his ẹbọ, he did his divination. Now, aside from doing ẹbọ and divination, every Odrifa comes with an instruction of how to be able to handle that question you ask in your everyday life. So when Ọ̀rúnmìlà went to make inquiries about this particular woman, Ifa says Ọ̀rúnmìlà should marry that woman, but she should be selling kola nuts. Grand Rising, Aboru Aboye. She should not sit down at home as a full housewife. She should engage in the business of selling kola nuts. And kola nuts is a cash crop. It's a huge business. Ọ̀rúnmìlà married this woman, gave her the instruction Ifa gave. She obeyed the instruction of Ifa, and she became a very successful businesswoman. And she was also able to support her husband, Ọ̀rúnmìlà, on his journey. Now, what does Ifa tell us here? I keep saying this. Whatever idea that civilization, westernization, and Abrahamic religion has given you about marriage and relationship, this is the time to ditch and unlearn those misconceptions. Ifa says that obìnrin tá a bá fẹ́ nínú odù yìí, ẹ jẹ́ kó wá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀. It is the responsibility of the husband to make sure that financially, economically, his wife is equipped with a job. He was a babalawo. Money was coming in for him. Clients will come. They will come and make ebo and etutu. After you cut the head of the dog on Ogun and you pour the blood there, the whole body of the animal is left for the family of the babalawos to eat. People will bring palm oil, bring pepper, bring salt, they will bring clothes, different things that the Odu has required that they bring, and they will drop it with the babalawo. The one that is going to Orisha will go. The remaining one is going to the families and neighbors and everybody around the babalawo's house. So they pretty much had a good life. People will come to Ọ̀rúnmìlà and will say, my family and that family are having issue over land. And when everything is done in their favor, Ifa has answered them, Olodumare has answered. They will give a portion of the land to Ọ̀rúnmìlà. So he really did not have issues with, having land, having money, this and this. But Ifa still instructed that his wife should have something doing. Why? Because her destiny is not just to be the wife of a babalawo. She also has something that she would come and do in this life. Someone said that's a positive example. If she didn't listen, it will be more the husband's responsibility, right? Oh, if she didn't listen, okay, let's delve into that. If she didn't listen to what Ọ̀rúnmìlà told her, now this is why there is a high chance of her listening, because it was the Odu, it was Ifa that gave that instruction. And pretty much everybody at that time they were all practicing Ifa Isheshe, and they all held the words of Olodumare through the Odu as the supreme and the final statement. But let's bring it to contemporary everyday life. You are a man who is practicing Ifa. You have done a divination. Odu Ifa Oturupon Ika has come out, and they have instructed you, your wife should do this. Marry that woman, but she must not be idle, because her success is also tied to yours and yours to her. And you tell her and she doesn't listen. You go back to Ifa. You see, everything in Isheshe is easy. Ifa is the answer. Just go back to Ifa. If you asked me to do this, so I try to follow that instruction, but is a roadblock. You go back to Ifa, how do we handle it? Ifa will instruct you again on how to handle it. Is Ifa that has the knowledge, global universal knowledge. The words of Olodumare, Onwenu Olodumare Nifa. So if Olodumare is the one that has told you to go and meet that beautiful woman and has given you instruction of how she's going to live her life, and the woman does not listen to you, you go back to Olodumare again and say, you said I can pick this woman, but the major instruction you give to me, she said no. How do we do it? If I will direct again, please keep tapping on your screen, keep liking, keep sharing, keep tapping on your screen. If I will direct you on how to go about it again. So I tell people the shortcut to everything in life is just go to Ifa and ask Ifa. Follow the instructions. If at any point you experience a roadblock, go back to Ifa and present the situation. This is it. Situation report. XYZ ABC have done ABC, but we cannot continue from D. Ifa says, okay, skip D for a while, continue from E. When the door opens in D, you will come back. It's so easy. It's so easy. Is that okay? So Orunmila was instructed to tell his wife to start up a business in kola nuts. And she did. And life was good. And at the end of at the end of the Odu, every time there is an Odu and you have an Ebo and you do it, they go back to their Babalawo. That's the part where we say, "Wọ́n wá ń ṣẹnu rere yin awo, awo yin Ifá, Ifá yin Elédùmarè ọba," meaning that they go back to their Babalawo to thank their Babalawo. Their Babalawo will thank Ifa. Ifa will in turn say thank you to Olodumare. Do you know why they come back? Because the situation gave them a positive result. So in this case, Orunmila and his wife Ajitobi, they did exactly what they were asked to do, and they came back to give thanks to the Awo. Awo Eshe o. And they said, Ajitobi ayarere, Ajitobi the good wife. What made her a good wife? Because she decided to follow what Ifa has said and sit down and have something to do for herself. Does that mean that because she's doing something for herself, her husband stopped working or her husband stopped taking care of the things he had to? No. Orunmila was building his own wealth. Orunmila was building his own life. Ajitobi, his wife, also had a life that involves money that she has to build herself. So, dear insecure man that feels that the moment a woman starts to make her money, she will be proud. First of all, you are not ready to have a wife. O compulsory rara. Mentally, psychologically, emotionally, see ready. And if you feel like, this woman, I know her. If I allow her to work and she makes money, she'll become proud and unruly. Excuse me, sir, what are you doing with such a woman as your wife? Why? No, let me ask you. Somebody that will have extra $1,000 more than you, and she'll become arrogant and disrespectful. Let's start from why do you want that person for a wife? So it is usually not the case that the woman might become disrespectful, because if you are worried about the woman becoming proud and unruly and disrespectful, then we should question your choice of a wife, first of all. But 90% or 80% of the time, that's not the case. The issue is that you do not feel secured enough to have somebody around you that is doing something sustainable for themselves. Ajitobi. Obi in those days was not what we have it today, that people just put 5 and 6 kola nuts on their table and they will sell. Obi was a major cash crop in this part of the world. People traded in it. Even till now, we still have intercontinental trade of kola nuts. It was one of the crops and fruits and whatever it is, farm produce, that the economy of countries was sitting on. That was what she was doing. She was a part of a multi-billion industry, if we are going to rate it now. And her husband was okay enough to allow her to do it. And she also did it and did not think that, I have arrived. Look at the industry that I am in. Nobody can speak to me again. You are in a marriage relationship, you are a content creator. One video has gone viral, everybody knows you. Then you come into the house and your husband is speaking to you, and you're like, no, no, no. Do you know who you're speaking to? Do you know how many people are falling over themselves to talk to you? Until we know. We know that you have created a make-believe world on the internet and people have bought into it. Congratulations. But after you have dropped the phone, you are still your husband's wife. You are still a regular, everyday woman and girl who has to interact with your family members like a normal person. That is one of the reasons a lot of people cannot hit the financial goal that they aim for in life, despite the fact that they are working so hard for it. Because mentally, psychologically, and spiritually, they cannot handle that success. Olodumare knows that that success is going to ruin them. They cannot handle it. You see this beautiful marriage that they have, a wonderful husband they have, and lovely kids. Olodumare knows that the day that woman hits one level of money like that, Otilo, it is finished. She's literally going to lose every vital thing in her life because she cannot maintain that success. She doesn't understand how to be financially successful and still be a normal, regular, everyday person. Ika is pronounced just the same way I said it. Ika. Mm-hmm. E. Like you say E for egg. Then ka will be when you say kite. So you have E as in egg and ka as in kite. Ika. Ika. Domi. That's how it is pronounced. Yeah. Thank you so much for that gift, Empress Queen. So you should be able to balance it. Sometimes Olodumare is saving you from disaster, saving you from yourself by keeping some level of financial success from you because you are not ready. So you see that blessing you are seeking for, it is right in front of you. We say our blessing is here now. Ashe, it is done. It is here. But are you ready to handle it? I love to make this example. It's like a 12-year-old boy that his father has bought him a Rolls Royce, a luxury Mercedes. He cannot drive it at a 12. He's not ready. Legally, he's not ready. Mentally, psychologically, he's not ready. But is the car for him? Yes. So a lot of us are in that situation, either male or female. Some of you men, the moment you hit that money you are dreaming of, everybody in your house will be like, once they hear daddy is coming, everybody will just go. Because what? You have one extra $20,000. Nobody is going to breathe again. But before you had it, before you became successful in that business, you are the most humble and approachable person. Ifa wants us, Olodumare wants us to succeed. There are instructions of Ifa that guides us into how to make financial success. Orunmila had several wives. He was taking care of them. It means that financially he was capable. He wanted to add a new one. Olodumare said that woman must come in with her own idea, with her own financial success. Establish her on this path so that Ajay will be able to find her and increase her. That is the plan that Olodumare has for us. So anybody, another point, if you are going into marriage relationships, by default, your financial tools, your financial powers, your financial strength has to be there. Nobody is saying you have to be Elon Musk. Your financial capacity, thank you for that word. Nobody says you have to be down with Elon Musk before you get married. No. But we are saying that have a sustainable source of income. It might be separately. Some of you are lucky enough that you can grow that with your partner. But in 2025, if you are growing anything with your partner, please let there be legal separation. Wọ́n ní nǹkan ò lè jẹ́ tọmọ kó jẹ́ ti bàbá kó má làálàá òwe Yorùbá ni o. It is not possible for something to be owned by the father and the son and there won't be any demarcation. Oh, it's me and my daddy that owns this thing. There is always the line of the father will use it until he passes before he can hand it over to the son. That's the separation. Yes, the son owns it, but technically the father still owns it now. That is a Yoruba adage. Nǹkan ò lè jẹ́ ti bàbá kó jẹ́ tọmọ kó má làálàá. Something cannot belong to the father and the son and still not have a legal separation. So when you say, I am building finances and wealth with my partner, my marriage partner, whatever partnership it is, particularly marriage, we are buying property together, we are starting business together, ẹ jẹ́ kó làálàá. Speak to a legal advisor that is neutral, that is unbiased, to tell you how to do it so that if in any event tí nǹkan kan bá ṣẹlẹ̀, torí báná ṣe rí ọ̀la lè má rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o, òun ló mú babaláwo dífá ọrọ̀ ọ̀run o. He says the way today is, tomorrow might not be like that. That's why an Ifa priest does his divination every ọ̀sẹ̀, which is every 4 or 5 days in the Yoruba calendar. So when you have that in mind, you understand that this joint business, joint account, joint venture that we are doing because we are falling in love, ẹ jẹ́ kó làálàá, let there be line in the let it be straight. There should be boundaries, there should be demarcations, there should be clear legal separation that protects both parties. In this case, Orunmila was told to set up a business for his wife. Ajitobi is a name that means to wake up and sell kola nuts. That is the description of who she was. And the business was for her. But nobody is saying you cannot have a joint business with your partner. If your partner is in tech and you are in finance, you can decide to have an explosion of finance and tech. But Emma Fialasi, draw the line so that as today is, tomorrow might not be like that. In case tomorrow changes and that person changes, because change is the only constant thing in life, you will be able to say, this is my own, this is your own, and everybody will separate it amicably. And that also applies to every form of partnership you get into that involves your money, your assets, your life. Oh, he's my brother, he's my sister, we are born of the same father. You are not the same person, Sha. Oh, she's my twin brother, she's my twin sister. I love that for you. But let there be a mark. Someone says very correct. He or she said they're going through a similar situation now. Wife is divorcing her and laying claim to it. Last share Edumare, Ifa will guide you on how to successfully go through that so that both parties get exactly what they deserve and everybody is happy. Ifa will guide you. Ifa is the universal knowledge. Last share Edumare. So we were saying this. Ajitobi is the wife, and Orunmila was given an instruction of what to do with her. Someone said, I even have Ifa but nothing. Please, can that person send a message via WhatsApp? Please send me a message via WhatsApp. Thank you. So this is an instruction, express instruction. Now, remember that we say that in Ifa, it's not a one size fits all, right? So some people will say, maybe my own destiny, I'm not called to be a business wife. I'm called to be a full housewife. See, the whole idea is not to force you to be who you are not. The whole idea is that you are fulfilling the destiny that you have been called to fulfill. The whole idea is the ìpín that your Ori has picked, the path that your Ori picked, before you were ever born physically into this world, you are following it. Ajitobi lórúkọ ẹ̀, her name is someone that wakes up to sell obi. So it's clear that that is her destined path, and Ifa instructed it. So whatever relationship you are going into, find out from Ifa, this person I'm about to get married to, or that is asking me out, do we align? Ifa says yes. Okay. Can I just have a brief of their life? I still talked about it yesterday. Ifa gives you a little brief here and there about their life. You want to know so that you know how you can balance both sides, how you both can work together and complement each other. You don't want to be in a relationship where you are gambling. With Ifa, you don't gamble through life anymore. You find out the truth about life. You find out about what is obtainable in life. According to this Odo, Orunmila himself went to find out what was obtainable in that relationship. He did not handle this new relationship based on the previous ones. So for everything, let's also take this point. For every step you take, know that what is obtainable at this time is different from what will be obtainable in the next one. In fact, this particular marriage that you have done a divination for, that Ifa says this is the one, or this particular business partner, or career, or location, whatever it is, Ifa says this is it. Ifa also says, Beni Sheri Olale Maribe. The way today is, tomorrow might not be like that, even though you have asked today. Now, let me explain this. When somebody might ask and say, oh, when you say the way today is, tomorrow might not be like that, it might change. So if I'm making a decision today now that is a serious life decision, how do I know it's not going to change in another 5 years? How can I trust Ifa? Because it doesn't sound like it is a sustainable thing. Here is what it is. There are different types of divination in Ifa. There is the Idafa, there is the Ishefa, there is the Itefa. Idafa is a regular everyday divination that is done with the Okpele and the Iki. It's done with the Okpele and the Iki. Let me find the Okpele. The Okpele too is not here. Okay, Okpele is here. It is done with the Okpele or the Erindilogun. That is the regular Ifa divination. This is what the Okpele looks like, the divination chain. So the regular divination is done with this divination chain, this Okpele. And then it's also done with the Erindilogun, the cowrie shells, the 16 cowrie shells. You find out that some people also do divination with this, the 16 cowrie shells, Erindilogun. This is for the regular Ifa divination. Then, of course, you have the divination that is done with the kola nuts and obi and all those things that break into four. Now, those are the regular divinations. Now, that is the divination that Ifa says, Beni Sheri Ola le mari be lo mu babalawo difa orun, meaning that the way today is, tomorrow might not be like that. That is why an Ifa priest is made to do his divination every Oseifa, which is every 5 days. You count 5 days, including that day. Now, there is another level of divination, Ishefa and Itefa. That is the divination that is done with Ikin. This is Ikinfa, the palm kernel nut. This Ikin gives you a deeper level of divination. This is the tool that we use in making a divination about your entire journey of life. Literally, the summary of your life. And this one is done. The Ikin is consecrated for you in your name. So we pick this Ikin in the name of Justin, the son of Michelle, in the name of Fumi Oluwafunmilayo, Omo Yetunde, and then we now make this divination, and it tells us the journey of her life. The Odrifa that comes out in this divination literally tells her who she is, what her purpose is, what she's here to do, what her taboos are, what her strengths are, the career she's supposed to build, the business, the kind of person she's supposed to get married to. Is she supposed to succeed in her home country or travel somewhere else? It will tell you the different things. Like we read in Oyekumeji that talks about the person that is born with this Odu should not marry more than one wife. Is not allowed to be a polygamist. That is what that is how the Odu Ifa breaks it down for you. Now, when you do a regular Ifa divination, which is Idafa, it is not the Odu for your entire life. The Odu is answering a question per time. And the answer might change subject to so many other things that is changing in life. But the Odu that is done for you using your Iki, it speaks of the entire summary of your life. It is not likely to change. It is the summary of your life. It's like an entire movie that we have watched from beginning to the end. And then somebody gives us the summary of the movie. Oh, nothing in that summary is likely to change because the person has seen the entire movie. But take, for instance, you see an episode of the movie and you decide to make a summary and a projection based on that episode. If you get to episode 3, a lot of things might have changed because you have not seen it. So that is the difference between you are doing Idafa and you are doing Itefa. So if you want to know the in-depth of the journey of your life, everything that it contains, you are aiming for Itefa and Ishefa. The difference between Itefa and Ishefa is Itefa has to be done in person. Ishefa can be done in absentia. So for whatever reason, you might not be able to come in person, either because of the financial cost or your distance or the fact that no other person in your family is open to it, so you will not be able to live. Whatever reason, Ifa allows you to do Ishefa to get that summary of your life. Back in the day, everybody does it for their children from childhood, called Akosejaye. So the person you are going to marry already did their own Akosejaye. They already know what is obtainable in their life, and you can put it side by side. Keep tapping on your screen, please. Keep tapping, keep liking, keep sharing. Keep your gifts coming in. The WhatsApp number is posted. If you have any question that has to do with your personal life, you want to do a divination, especially for you wanting to do your Ishefa or your Itefa. Because enough is enough of just going through life without a total broad summary of what your life is. So if you are on YouTube, check the description of this video that you're watching. You will see the links to the WhatsApp number, the global IFA community, IFA college website. You'll find it there. If you are on TikTok, please, the WhatsApp number is showing on your screen now. Send a message, make inquiries for whatever it is that you want. If you are joining this Ashe for Today live streaming for the first time, we have this every day, Mondays to Fridays, 6 a.m. Nigerian time. Now, the previous ones that we have done, every day what we do is we pick a certain Oduifa and we break it down, explain what the Odu means in both English and Yoruba, and how to appropriate it to our everyday life. So if you have missed the previous episodes, hurry to Iyanifa Ewa TV on YouTube. Iyanifa Ewa TV is a YouTube channel. There you'll be able to catch replay of the previous episode. The Oduifa that we were discussing today is what? The Oduifa we were looking through today. What is the Oduifa that we were looking through today? It is on your screen. Or what was the Oduifa that we were looking through today? Oduifa wo la gbé yẹ̀wò lénìí o, ẹ̀làbọ̀rú ẹ̀làbọ̀yẹ̀ ẹ̀làbọ̀ ṣíṣe o, èèyàn ọmọ awo. Oduifa Oturupon Ika. Oturupon on the left, which is 2212, and Ika on the right, which is 2122. Oduifa Oturupon Ika. If you follow this Ashe for Today every day, you are learning Oduifa for free, at least in your own little way. You are learning to the naming system and the sign codes of the Oduifa. The Oduifa for today says, Aroniaboshu lololo, Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà, bàbá ń lọ gbé Ajítóbi, bàbá ń lọ gbé Ajítóbi níyàwó. Àrọ̀nì ló ń bóṣù lọ́lọ́lọ́, Adífá fún Ọ̀rúnmìlà, bàbá ń lọ rèé gbé ajítóbì níyàwó, ẹbọ làwo ní kó mú ṣe. Ó gbẹ́bọ níbẹ̀, ó rúbọ, ẹbọ fín, ẹbọ dà, ẹbọ dòde ọ̀run, ní bá ń ṣẹnu rere yin awo, awo ń yin ifá, ifá ń yin elédùmarè ọba. Ajítóbì aya re, Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló gbé ajítóbì níyàwó, ajítóbì aya re. That is Odù Ifá Oturupon Ika. He says a divination was done for Orunmila when he was going to take Ajitobi as his wife. He made a divination. I see this beautiful woman, I see this intelligent young lady, and I want to have her as a wife. Olodumare, what do you say? Ifa says, oh, she's good. Make the following ebo and etutu. But make sure that once that woman comes into your house, you set her up in business, particularly the business of kola nuts. Kola nut is not a petty business as we have established. It's a huge cash crop business that has risen into millions of dollars all over the world. One of the farm produce that the economy of nations sit on. So she was asked to do it. Orumila listened to the instruction, told his wife to do it, and boom, she became a global success and still a respectful wife, still a happy wife and mother. They still had a wonderful family, which is why Orunmila pada lọ yin awo. Orunmila went to say thank you to his awo that, this woman that I married, everything that I was asked to do, I did it. To look how we are, see how wonderful our relationship is, see how wonderful her finances are. Ó ń ṣẹnu rere yin awo, awo ń yin ifá, ifá ń yin elédùmarè ọba. Lọ́ba ní Ajitobi aya re. Ajitobi was then described as the good wife. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló gbé Ajitobi níyàwó, Ajitobi aya re. That is Odù Ifá Oturupon Ika. Now, how do you appropriate that to your own everyday life? As you step into a relationship, like I taught you yesterday, even when it is just dating, you just want to see how it goes. Please stop seeing how it goes without instruction from Ifa. Don't waste another 1 minute, 5 minutes, 1 day, 2 weeks on something that is not going anywhere. And you too, don't allow anybody waste your time. So the moment you meet the person, gather a few information like their name. If they are open to telling you their mother's name, fine. If not, go to your Babalawo and Yanifa. I just met this person. Is this person for me? Ifa says no. End of story. If Ifa tells you no, but if you like the person, no, you can do this and do that, my dear, just take that first no and run with it like the vision of your life, because trust me, I've been there. If I would say no, but if you love the person, you can do this, ebo, do this, etutu. You keep fighting for the person's love. You are not a soldier in battle. You are not a warrior. There are so many things to fight for in life. Fight for your own destiny. Don't fight for a relationship that if I has already told you is 30%. Why? So many people in life. Go to the next one. Some of them, if I will say, oh, this person is a good person, but this is a clause in their life. Sit down with that clause and analyze it with your brain and your sense and ask yourself, can I live with this clause? My mother told me something when I was younger. It didn't make sense as a child. Life will tell you that find somebody you love and you can live with. My mother told me find somebody you love and you cannot live without. There's a difference between someone you can live with and someone you cannot live without. If you can conveniently live with that person and conveniently live without them, that's not where you should put in all your energy. Find somebody that has something that aligns with your destiny, that you need, that is a necessity to you, that you cannot live without. Somebody that if anything happens and they step out of your life in 1 day, 1 hour, 2 weeks, 1 month, you will, babe, let's just work this thing out. And make sure that they feel the same way about you. Girls of nowadays are after money, even if they know the truth. So you will leave the one you see, it is your choice. Leave the one that is after money. The one that you're not going to have anything sustainable with. It is not when people say there is too many bad fish in this pond. Excuse me, sir. Go away from the bad fish and go and look for the good one. The moment you know there is a lot of bad fish in the pond, you know that before you find the good one, you will carry your microscope. That already tells you that the effort you will make to find the good one, you will double it. So instead of complaining that there is bad fish in the pond, just double your effort to be able to see the good one clearly. Go and ask those that have been fishing for centuries, how do you spot a good fish? Find out. And the moment you see three, four, five, take a hand, focus your energy on that. Don't marry one of these people that you are complaining about and then now think that you can change them, twist their arm into becoming what they don't want to be. Don't do that. It doesn't end well. And even when it does, you would have spent so much energy, so much time, so much resources on what exactly? Because I used to ask people, on what? What do you have gained? Another human being that at the end of the day can still wake up in 20 years and say, due to all reconcilable differences, we hereby part. Kò le tó yẹn rárá. So let Ifa guide you. If you have done your Itefa, Itefa would have already described to you the kind of person you are going to be with. There are things that Ifa will tell you about what that person is coming to do in your life, how you align with the person. It will give you an idea even of the stage in your life where the person will come. Take, for instance, someone like me. If they had done a Kosejaye for me, they would have seen it in my Odu that, this person will be a very business conscious and will make a lot, will make money and be successful in business. Oh, having children will be easy for this person. But you see, when it comes to husband, there will be a lot of challenges because X, Y, Z, A, B, C. And the person that this that this Odu comes out from is going to stay with as a husband is somebody that shares that same spiritual level with her. Meaning that you are not likely to meet the person until you yourself have found that spiritual level. When you have found that spiritual level, that's when you'll be able to recognize, oh, this is the person that, and trust me, brothers and sisters in Ifa, and my life so far has played out like that. Yes, pretty much what it is. But if I had known then, my focus and the focus of my parents would have been, what is this spiritual thing that this person is supposed to do? And we would have focused on that, started building that, understanding that, see, until you get to a certain stage in that, everybody that you meet along the way says, oh, I like you, they're good, great people, great potentials, but they are not for you. So if the spiritual thing was not established, you know it will not bring, because your Yodrifa would have told you the kind of person that is coming, and you'll be able to figure out at what are those things that I need to do to make that person come. Because when Odu described the person as the man you are going to get married to, for instance, as somebody that is a successful business person, a serial business person that has conglomerate of different kind of businesses, you that you are going to be that person's wife, you should know that you cannot be mentally and financially dumb. You cannot be the person that is interested in all these things. No. If Ifa says that is the kind of person you are going to be, you start to grow yourself in that line. I'm not saying you cannot build a career, but you'll be somebody that will be interested in it, because this is the description that Ifa gave you about your person. So you want to grow yourself to be the person that that person wants, the person that that person will see and will be interested in, that that person will see and will say, this is somebody that is worth living life with. The same way they have prepared themselves to be the person that you can say you want to do life with. And I tell people in this generation, Gen Z, we're looking for high valued men and women. Remember that the high valued man you are looking for is also looking for a high valued woman. He's not looking for anyhow. So as you are aiming for the stars, you to be climbing up to at least get close to the stars. What's the question? Read it out. Somebody says, is it DAFA divination subject to question and answers? What do you mean subject to question and answers? I assume you mean you ask a question and Ifa answers. If that is what you mean, yes. When you come for Idafa, you ask a question, Ifa will answer. Or you could just have a general decision. I just want to know what's going on in my life generally, as wide as the Idafa can go. Yes, that's how it works. So you, that person that you want to be, that person that you want to marry, the person that you dream of being, be the kind of person that such a person will be attracted to, such a person wants to live with. If you are a man that is tired of dating in the pool of women that are just after money, describe the kind of woman that you want. Or come into Ifa and find out the kind of woman that works for you. Now ask yourself, what kind of man will that woman want? You see me now, you like me. I like the way that lady teaches. I like how she's invested in Ifa and Isheshi. Then you come to me and you say, my father is an imam, and I'm going to be the chief imam of our village. Where, as wonderful as you are, I'll be putting myself through a million and one stress to go into a relationship with that kind of person. Does that mean it's not going to work? Yes. Can we fight for it? Fight, but I don't have strength to fight. I don't have strength. I don't have it. You see this? You see what I'm fighting for now is for IFA to go global. That's the strength I have to fight. You see, the strength I have to fight is to fight for my children. I don't have strength to be fighting family and in-laws. Unnecessary, rather. So if you are looking for somebody like this woman that you are watching on your screen, you too, you know that when it comes to Ifa and Isheshe, you have to be solidly grounded. You have to look at it like this person is likely to be somebody that will take Ifa to the ends of the earth, meaning that this person will move around, will travel around the. If you are the kind of person that wants to wake up and be seeing your wife eyeball to eyeball like this every day, she's cooking for you, she's cleaning for you. There are so many wonderful women that will do that. Somebody like me cannot do that. It's not in line with my destiny. You understand what I'm saying? So as you are looking at that person that you so admire and you want to spend the rest of your life with, please ask yourself, what is the kind of person that this person needs and they want? If you want to be that person, be that person. If not, just find somebody that is within your own destiny bracket. You know your own destiny. Find out there is always somebody there. Somebody asked another question. The person said, some men say know the truth. Oh, okay, you are responding to that. So we have come to the end of our far for today, the chef for today, episode 11. I'm excited as we count each day. When we reach episode 100, it's going to be a dream come true. We have been trying to do this for years, and for one reason or the other, there's just been a lot of other projects that is coming up. But we are doing it already, and that's because you are there. But some men that know they can't marry or love the person, they won't allow her or support her. Then they still go ahead and marry her. You as the woman, you know when you say they marry somebody, they don't come and hijack somebody and just marry them. It's consent. His consent. He came, he talked to you, you said yes. Except you are a victim of some family issues that they just, forced you into doing it. I understand that there's a lot of pressure on women when they get to a certain age. And let me just say this. See, most people don't know that being a black woman, being a woman of color in this time and age, and in so many times and age before now, it has been, it is stressful. People don't know it, especially when it comes to marriage. Religion has defined a woman based on her status as a married woman. based on the fact that she's Mrs. something. Religion literally says that God created heaven and earth. He created Adam, created the animals. He looked at everything and he saw that it was good. Then one day he now felt, something is missing somewhere. Why is this man alone? Every other person has someone to talk to. He's the only one. Okay, let's find something for him to keep him company so that he'll be talking to, so that he will not be alone. Literally, that was the reason that the Bible gave to us as why a woman was created. As a go and complete this person. Now, when you begin to tell a generation of people that the reason that their daughters was made is to find the bone of their bone, they are the missing bone in somebody's life. It's like you manufacture a toy, and that toy is on the floor, it's not moving, and everybody is wondering why is it not moving, and they say, it needs battery, and then you bring the battery. Nobody cares about the battery as long as it's working. If it's not working, they remove it and fix the battery. The toy is what we want. The purpose of the battery in that house is to make the toy work. Pretty much what Eve was made for. Now, society has created that. Both Abrahamic religions have defined that. Westernization established it through religion, and it has become a norm. In fact, it even comes with an age bracket. Oh, when a woman gets to this certain age, right, there is no other thing she's doing in this life that will be considered. Nobody will say, oh, she's not married at 30 because she's pursuing a PhD. Oh, she's not married at 30 because she's building companies. Oh, because she's running an NGO. Oh, because she's a single mother and she's raising children. No, nobody wants to hear anything. You are 30, you are not married. And I mean people of color from Asia to Africa. If you understand that about women, now that is one part of it. The flip side of it, they say now, before, women were just married as an additional property to fit into somewhere, and because she just desperately needed to find a life in a man's name. Now, civilization continued, and then the woman is now, you can't just come into my house like that and be eating my food and be wearing my clothes, and you won't even contribute anything. You to go out and work. So that battery that you brought, you are saying, you can't just be there and everybody will be carrying you along with the car. You to go out and do something. You bought it to fix something. Now the pressure go out, and she decided to go out. She started going to school. She started building career. She started building businesses. So she knows that any man that is going to pick her is not just going to pick her for fine face. She still has to have a career and a business before they can pick her. So she starts up in life. Her father and her mother is raising her. You need to get married. But before then, no man wants a woman that doesn't have a job. No man wants a woman that doesn't have a career. So she starts to build career. She's going to school. She's educated. She's building that career. Then society tells her, you are doing too much. You think a man will marry you, PhD holder, single woman. You have read all the book in the whole world. Who do you think is going to marry you? You are building a career. You are a lawyer. Now you own your own chambers. You are single. No, who do you think is going to marry you? The one that is building business, that probably couldn't go to school as such. She's building the business, growing her business, expanding her business, and then she becomes wealthy. A friend of mine, her mom told her younger sister, the girl she moved into Lagos, and she went to Lekki to rent an apartment, a duplex by herself. I think she rented the apartment about 8 million to 10 million naira per annum, which is pretty much about, say, let's say about 7,000 Africa. That's it. That's shitload of money. And her mother told her, leave that place. After she has paid house rent, go to Ikotunigbe and just get one room and parlor self-contained. You will not find husband there. My friend told me, I was like, wow, just wow. Go and hide your car. How can you be driving around in this luxury LR and RR and think that you will find a husband. So she's in this dilemma where she wants to be picked so desperately because that is what defines her. She doesn't have a voice if at the age of 30 she's single. Nobody looks at her like. I mean, we've seen conversations of men coming to ask a woman out. And she says, excuse me, I'm not interested. Next comment, Ashawo, that's why you are still single. What's your problem? You think you are even fine. I just want to manage you. How did we go from I like you, I want to date you to sorry, I'm not ready, I'm not interested in you? Ashawo is the word. Ashawo is a Yoruba word for prostitute, literally roadside sex worker, cheap one self. Now look at everything that this woman has to deal with. So they say, find a man. The man says, I cannot find you or pick you because you are a liability. So she goes to get a career, get money. They say it's too much. So now the question is, who decides how far a woman can study that is never too much? Who decides how much money that she can make that the man is comfortable with? It is the man. Every man decides this is the kind of woman I want. So today, society is saying, we want to know what you bring to the table. But a couple of years ago, they didn't even want her to bring anything to the table because they wanted to be able to give her everything so that they can own her. So, being a black woman, being a woman of color from Africa to Asia, I'm speaking to the men right now. You need to realize that it is a lot. Somebody was telling me that he and his wife have been separated. They are divorced because he found out that the woman was doing juju to keep the marriage, to tie him down and keep him down. As much as I do not support tying a man down against his will, I will not entirely fault that woman because her life success, the breath that she breathes, is hanging around how successful she can keep that marriage. Religion is telling her that. Spirituality, her spirituality is telling her that. Westernization is telling her that. Now her own people have even accepted that as the definition of her. Then you are wondering why they are going from one spiritual place to another to find a man, to attract a man, to hook a man down, to tie a man down, to make sure that the man doesn't leave them. That is, it's like you are asking me, why would a woman make sure that there's oxygen in her nose to breathe? And she heard that oxygen might finish, oh, let me go and buy it and keep. And you are wondering why she's going all out to make sure that that is the case. It's because that is literally how her life is defined. Some of you might say, no, 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 no. She has a choice, but does she? Oh, she can choose what she wants, can she? If a woman is building career and at age 42, she's still single, and your younger brother who is 30 meets that kind of woman and wants to marry, 90% of you will frown at that relationship. But she's bringing something to the table. She has in fact, she's the entire table. She has assets, she has businesses, she has education, exposure on that table. But you will still not allow your brother to marry her. Why? Because she's old. As young boys and girls, we get into relationship in high school, early part of uni, the girl gets pregnant. She's the one that is going to carry the child that both of you need. That child begins to define her as after one. It is a thing now in African in the black community in the US saying, oh, if she has two kids from two different men, that's a red flag. But if he has three different kids from three different women that you never know, it's okay. She should be given a second chance to do better. Now, this is not an attack against a gender. This is just us understanding the dynamics of what it means, what it takes to be a woman of color in this time and age. And as men, just calm down a little bit. You see that girl that is running after, oh, she just wants a man that will give her money. It's because she has seen her sisters build with men and they abandoned them and they left. is because she doesn't even know which one is which anymore. She has seen women that have spent their time growing businesses. No man is picking them because the world thinks they are too much. So, apologies if she does not want to build anything and she just wants to be picked. So there should be a balance in this thing in our mind. We should empathize with each other. Same goes with men. The pressure that comes with being a man in 2025, especially a man from countries of color, from Africa to Asia, is ridiculously insane. So, dear women, for the men that you have in your life, somebody says some men, some women are just naturally gold diggers, but it's the society that put a stamp on gold digging. If you say gold digging, what do you mean? That the girl just wants to have money. Society put a stamp on it. Society told her at some point that she should just sit down at home and spend the man's money. Are you telling me that you are not aware that there was a time that that was literally the definition of a woman? Women did not have jobs in some days. The best it was petty trading. Just go to the market and just do it. And whatever it is, they are still bringing it back to their husbands. So the girls of nowadays did not just wake up to become gold diggers. Nowadays, I saw a video recently. The man was saying the first 3 years of their marriage, his wife was the one working. But whatever it is that she makes, she has to come and submit it. And she has to do it with smile. So if you watch that kind of video, what does it tell you? How does it make you feel? We need to understand that when we say this generation is XYZ, let's act like adults, deep thinking adults, and find out how did we get to that point? How did we get to that point? What has society defined these things to be? When you want to, I always tell people this, look at this old rifa we read. Orunmila went to make a divination about the woman he wants to marry. Ifa says, you can marry this woman, she's a good woman, but as you marry this woman, set her up in XYZ business. So it meant that Ifa knows that Orunmila is financially capable to set a woman up. Apologies to all men. I know this makes you feel a certain kind of way, but please, this is the second Odu we are speaking on that talks about marriage and relationship. If you do not have money that matches the kind of woman that you are going after, instead of you to go there and they will be insulting you, don't go there. Cut your clothes by according to the yards of material. Women are expensive. Women are expensive. Pick the one that you can afford. You don't go into Eco hotels or Nikon hotel or Marriott suite and say everything about you people is just money. Common bottle of Coke, you will sell it 20,000. You don't go into luxury clubs and be asking them why are they selling a bottle of drink for 2 million naira when they sell it 20 naira outside. No, you don't do that. If you have 20 naira, you walk into the store that is 20 naira. When you now get to the store that it is 20 naira and they are charging you ridiculously, then you can tell them, I was here last week, now it was 20 naira. But you don't look at a woman that from head to toe she speaks materialistic. And then you are now asking me why is she materialistic? It's like you walk up to a white woman and you're asking, why can't she speak English like me? Why is she speaking through her nose? If you want anybody to speak English like you, go to the type of woman. See, this life is not hard though. You are the one that is, I told you, you are the one that is fighting for what is out of your league and out of your way. It is okay as a human being to say this thing is out of my league and is out of my range and is not for me. And I will sit down and work with the one that is for me. It is okay to say that. Please help me read on YouTube. Somebody has been making a comment. I've not been able to follow Panda so that on TikTok, sorry, so I can respond. So we said all of that to say, in your choice of a partner, first of all, ask Olodumare, ask Ifa, what do I need to do? Orunmila, who was the person that brought Ifa for us? I wanted to use the word prophet, but let's use that. Who was the person that brought Ifa for us? He still went to Ifa to divine. You see that complaint you are making? Women are talking too much about money. If your first step is to divine from Ifa that I saw one girl, oh, her name is Chioma. I want to ask her out. Ifa Shona or Wambe, is there road there or not? If you ask Ifa that, it would have cut out all these unnecessary conversations. Oh, she's after money. She's not after money. Women of nowadays are after money. Nigeria of nowadays is after money. Like you're saying, I don't like Nigerians. Everybody is just after traveling now. Everybody just wants to travel out. Find out how it became like that. Every Nigerian you speak to now, 2 months' time, you are traveling. If you don't like to travel, find a partner that believes in Nigeria, die hard like you, and marry the person. Leave the people that want to japa for the people that want to. You don't marry somebody whose dream and intention is just to relocate out of Africa by hook or crook. Then you now marry her, you date her, then you now start to complain. Why does she want to stay? She has to believe in this country. Some people will never believe in this country, irrespective of what it becomes. There are some women that will forever be materialistic. There is no sermon you can preach to them. Maybe you should help me read the conversation of that. Yeah, let me know what it is. So it is you need to find. I think one needs to prioritize as well. Either you get a woman who will work with you. That's what I'm saying. You complaining is not complaining does not change anything. You think by complaining that women are gold diggers, women will just wake up one morning and say, it's true. Men are complaining that we are gold diggers. Let us change. No. You are the one that will find the one that works. Ask Ifa. Sorry? Does it mean? Okay, somebody said, does it mean broke people cannot have or take this class? If, if you are broke and you want to take class, go to Ifa and ask Ifa, how do I stop being broke? You see those people that have class, they also want to continue to mingle with people that have class, and they don't need to apologize for it. Religion tells you that somebody that is high has to mingle with someone that is low. It's rubbish. If I'm luxury, I can continue to be luxury. I'm not going to hellfire because I choose to remain luxury. It's my choice. I walked my way to luxury. My father walked my way there. So forget all this Nollywood story of billionaire daughter man disguises to go and marry the poor man. How many, how many times have you seen that? Let's stop. No, that's what she's replying to. Okay. Let's stop this thing. You are broke. What you are supposed to be thinking about as a man that is broke is not the woman to get married to, that will love you in your brokenness. You are supposed, your priority should be you finding out what is that thing you need to do to make financial success in life. Are you what's it called? Are you happy with your broke state? No, you're not supposed to be. So before you drag another person's daughter or son into that your present condition that you have not fixed, fix yourself. You are first a human being that has a purpose on this life to fulfill. Your Odu has already written out your life. Do you know how many things your Odu has written for you that is outside of marriage? Focus on those ones. You see the same women that said they don't want to date you because you don't have money. My dear, work on yourself. They will see you next time somewhere and they'll be like, oh, wow. They might not be jumping all over you to marry you, but at least the wife that you two will marry eventually, if you want to show them pepper, which you don't need, but if you do, you eventually pick a woman that is classy. And the day you meet the ones that reject you, they look at your wife and they'll be like, wow. So the focus is still back to yourself. Leave gold diggers alone. People that have gold, they will see people that have gold, they are looking for people to dig it. Because in this life, there's some level of money you have. You cannot spend it alone. There are some men that are looking for women to spend their money on. I mean women, not one woman. No, they have it. Let them go. Don't distract her. Her mission is gold digging. Don't distract her. Let her focus and go and look for the person that has the gold to dig that will not complain. It's okay. And trust me, there are still so many girls out there who wants to build with a man from the scratch. They are still out there. Focus on those. And like I said, very importantly, the person you are aiming to have as a wife or a husband, generally a spouse or a partner, make sure that you are the person that they too will be aiming for. You see how people say, man, I feel so lucky. I have seen men that will swear that they are the lucky ones in their relationship. Like, I didn't do anything to deserve you. Let your wife too be able to say, ah, I'm lucky. This man, I landed a good person. Be that person. You see, when you are on the process of being that person, you are focused on being that person. You will not be distracted by gold diggers. Focus on it and let Ifa guide you. Let Ifa guide you. TikTok video is not supposed to be your guide into choosing wife. Let Ifa guide you. Physical appearance is not supposed to be your only guide. It's important, yes, but let Ifa guide you. The way Orunmila let Ifa guide him at every point. Wọ́n ní ní bá ń ṣẹnu rere yánwó làwọn ń wá. Wọ́n ní Ajítóbi aya rere. Ọ̀rúnmìlà ló gbé Ajítóbi níyàwó. Ajítóbi aya rere. Why was she called aya rere? Why was she called, please, WhatsApp number. Why was she called aya rere? She was called aya rere because she followed the instruction of Ifa in her marriage, in her relationship. Orunmila went back to thank his Awo wife because before he committed to that woman, he asked Ifa and did exactly what Ifa asked him to do. Somebody is asking, how do we go about that? Send a message via WhatsApp now. That is how we are able to successfully come back and thank Olodumare in every relationship we find ourselves. Because we initially started with the instructions of Olodumare through Ifa. We follow through. At every point when we experience roadblock and challenges, we still went back to Ifa to ask. And Ifa directed us because Ifa is the roadmap of life. Yesterday, I mentioned something to you. Let me mention it to you again for those of you that were not on the live streaming yesterday. We talked a little yesterday about mental, psychological, and emotional health. And a lot of you think that when they talk about mental health and emotional health, you think it's a white man's thing. I've heard a lot of people saying, Black people don't need therapy. We don't do mental health. We are strong people. Okay. Let's listen to what this Odrifa says. Odrifa Ose Irosun. Odrifa Ose Irosun. No, it's not Ose Irosun. Odrifa Irete Irosun. Irete Irosun is the brief Odu we'll be looking at. Odrifa Irete Irosun says he speaks of impending and unforeseen difficulties. He speaks of the fact that this person will go through impending and unforeseen difficulties. He says this client that this Odu comes out for often feels pressure with no readily identifiable cause. The person feels pressure in their body, pressure in their life, pressure in their head. They feel pressure generally, and there is no identifiable cause for it. There is no identifiable cause. What does that mean? Now, as let's quickly answer that question. What do we categorize as pressure? No, Virgo Queen, you are not going to miss out. You can catch a replay on YouTube. If I Yanifa Ewa TV on YouTube, you'll get a replay. It talks about people feeling pressure without any recognizable cause. What do you think is the cause for that? Why do Have you ever experienced people feeling pressure and nobody can lay their hands on what it is? In general, everyday life, what is it called? When you are feeling pressure in your head, in your mind, in your body, and there is no recognizable cause. You cannot pinpoint it to say, oh, this is what is happening. Depression, anxiety attacks, panic attacks, PTSD, different form of mental and emotional and psychological health conditions, stress. You cannot really say this is the cause of it. It is not a virus, it's not a bacteria, it's not fungi, it's not whatever it is. It is just pressure in your body, in your mind, in your head. Sometimes people tell you are the one imagining this thing, but whatever it is, you feel it. Odrifa Irete Erosun talks about it. Meaning that Ifa acknowledges the fact that there is something called mental, psychological, and emotional stress and health conditions. And just as we know, Ifa doesn't only point out a problem, Ifa gives you a solution. Somebody says lack of money. Lack of money is not the reason you are having anxiety. When you see people that have mental health conditions, wealthy people that end up committing suicide, they have all the money in the whole world. Lack of money is just making you unhappy. Okay, and you are feeling sad because you have to do this, you have to do that. If your pressure that you are feeling is because of lack of money, you already know the reason. We are talking about people that go through mental, psychological, and emotional stress that they cannot lay their hands on. They don't know where it is coming from. They have gone through different forms of therapy, they have done different health checks. Even Western medicine cannot lay their hands on it. You think money is what is causing depression and anxiety until you have money and you discover that it is not going anywhere. It is still there. Now, Odrifa talks about it. So I have taken the liberty upon myself to research this entire Odrifa Irete Erosu to be able to help us handle and manage and heal from mental, psychological, and emotional health challenges. Western world has not given us any solution. You pay heavily, they've been helping to manage it. But the therapy is super expensive one. The medications they give comes with a lot of side effects and toxins. A lot of it. But then if Ifa talked about this thing, it means that Ifa came with a solution for it. So instead of merging that into what we are doing right now, we are creating a special platform for that, to be able to help people on their journey of healing, discovering, managing, and recovering from different forms of mental, psychological, and emotional health condition, as it was given to us in Ifa. As it was given to us in Ifa. So we have a YouTube channel. It's called Mind Glow Network. I will flip the screen now so that you can see it. I'll flip the screen on TikTok now so that you can see it. Excuse me. So you go to YouTube, you see please type in the handle at Mind Glow Network at Mind Shift. You see what the page looks like. It's a new page. We don't have any content there already. Is that okay? We're still editing the videos that has been recorded and all of that. And then some people might ask, oh, why do you think you are in a capacity to handle this? So I have been getting training over the years on what is called spiritual psychotherapy. Spiritual psychotherapy. And this is to be able to help people get ancient African therapy that is embedded in spirituality for their mental, emotional, and psychological health. So there you have it. Just go on YouTube. You can screenshot this page and check it later. Mind Glow Network. Copy it. Go on YouTube so that when you get there, you won't be confused. This is exactly what you're looking for. You can see the what's it called, the logo. The name is Mindshift Network. The handle is at Mind Glow Network. So subscribe, turn on notifications so that as soon as we're getting, as soon as we're dropping the videos, you can also learn, help yourself, share it with people that are struggling in different ways in their mental and psychological, emotional health. Instead of having to depend solely on Western medications that is packed with tons of side effects, we will be able to do this ourselves. Let's find out. Odrifa already establishes that it is a thing. So Ifa has given us a solution. And remember that what I always do is to pick what Ifa has said and appropriate it to our everyday life. So for those of you on YouTube, I would also flip the screen and show you what that looks like. So on YouTube, we go to Mind Glow Network. That's what it looks like. So search, you can see the handle, Mind Glow Network, at Mind Glow Network. So this is the page you're looking for. It's a new page. And then you are going there to turn on notifications, to subscribe, so that you will not miss anything. Now, I tell people there is a lot in IFA that we don't know. We are gradually we're getting there gradually. And health worker, thank you so much. Yeah, I'm a certified traditional medicine practitioner in Nigeria. So there is the Ministry of Health in Nigeria. That is the federal body that deals with health, and we have a department under there that talks about traditional, complementary, and alternate medicine. So under that department, anybody that has been trained and certified under that department in Nigeria gets a certificate of um, registration, certificate of authorization to practice as a traditional medicine practitioner. Now, why did I go all of this length? I had also had my fair share of my journey in mental and emotional and psychological health. I was on therapy for a couple of years when I was in the US. I had to continue it in Nigeria too. But one thing that I was advised not to do when I started my therapy journey was not to take the medication. Send a message on, send the WhatsApp number. I'm glad I didn't. I have met so many people who they now have to deal with two things. First of all, they have to deal with the mental health condition that the medications does not cure. Then they still have to additionally deal with the side effect that comes with it. It affects their mental, their sexual health. It makes them gain weight unnecessarily. Some people experience hair loss, loss of appetite. They will take some medications, they cannot sleep, a lot of things. And they are testing you back and, oh, take this one today, come and take this one tomorrow. And usually they are doing those tests and experiments with people of color. They are aiming at something. So they are not treating you and healing you from the mental health, but they are bombarding you with a whole lot of other things. It is real. And the Odrifa talked about it, Irete Erosun. Please write out the Odu. You can go and study that essay too, that Odrifa too by yourself. So I have taken my time over the last few years recording and researching, and I'm ready to come out with it now. This is our own ancient African way of helping people with their mental, emotional, and psychological health. There are herbal medications for it that is deeply rooted in Yoruba spirituality. There is also the form of therapy that works for it. So please hurry to YouTube and then um, subscribe to that page, Mind Glow Network. You can take a screenshot of this page right now as you're looking at it so that you can go back to it. It is Mind Glow Network. This is what it looks like. Is that okay? You need that for your mom. Okay, send a message via WhatsApp. Please post the WhatsApp number. Send a message via WhatsApp and then we can take it from there. Thank you so much. We have come to the end of this live streaming today. Let us make our Iwure while we end. And if you know any other person that needs this, Aboro Aboy, if you know any other person that will need this in their life, just share it with them. Share the WhatsApp number with them. Share the YouTube channel with them. Let them follow. Let them subscribe. Thank you very much, Virgo Queen. Have a great day. All the Iwure that we make, it will get to you, it will stay with you, it will multiply with you, even if you are no longer here with us on the live streaming. Let's make our Iwure. Iwure is how we do our prayers in Yoruba. Okay. Our prayers is not centered around begging and asking and wishing and hoping and kabashing and I somersault, I scatter, I carry AK-47 and shoot my enemy. I beg for daily bread. We don't do that. Our blessings are always there. That's why we say, my blessing is here now. Someone says, how can I get my ex back? Send the message via WhatsApp. Let's first of all talk about why you want your ex back. And let's see if your ex has moved on to greater heights. You can't drag them back. But oh, you wait. Okay, let's quickly make the Iwure because of people that pray. So Iwure is how we make prayers to dig up blessing. Iwure means to dig up blessing. That is what we do. So if you do not know how to pray the right way in Ifa and Isheshe, you want to click on the link and subscribe. Subscribe is on the TikTok channel. Subscribe on YouTube. Just click on join to be able to learn how to pray the right way in Ifa and Isheshe. Akọ́dáyé àṣèbà àṣèbà tí wáyé ọjọ́ àṣèbà tí wọ̀ oòrùn Elédùmarè ọba tẹ́rẹrẹ kárí ayé àṣèbà òwí bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ alágbádá iná aláwọ̀ tẹ́lẹ̀ oòrùn kábí yín ò sí o ẹ̀rù jẹ̀jẹ̀ tí mí gbó kìjikìji àṣèbà àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ Àjàgùnmàlè olúwo òde ọ̀run àṣèbà olúbíkin àṣèbà ọ̀sán ìbíkí àṣèbà àwọn aláṣekùn àwọn alálẹ̀ ilẹ̀ àwọn tó tẹ ìlú yìí dó àṣèbà àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ gbogbo agbára tó solé ayé ró gbogbo àwọn òrìṣà gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rúnmọlẹ̀ àṣèbà báyìí àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ ìbáṣẹ just type ìbáṣẹ in the comment section àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọ̀pàkẹ́ àlàkẹ́ ẹ̀yin alágogo idẹ ẹ̀yin arógbáṣọ má balẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọlọ́mú kan tí ń fún gba ọmọ ọlọ́mú ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ kan tí ń bẹ́ lẹ́sẹ̀ méjì ìjà àṣèbà àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ ẹ̀yin apanimáyọ̀dà ẹ̀yin ọlọ́wọ́ gbọgbọrọ tí ń gbọmọ ẹ̀ lọ́fìn ẹ̀yin agbẹ́kùn ọmọ ẹ̀ta tí wéré àṣèbà àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ àṣèbà gbogbo olúwo gbogbo babaláwo gbogbo ìyá nífà gbogbo bàbá lórìṣà gbogbo ìyá lórìṣà àṣèbà ajíbọ́lá mi ò gbọ́dọ̀ ọ̀rà ajíbọ́lá ẹdun mo ṣèbà àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ gbogbo olúwo gbogbo ìyá àbíyè àṣèbà àníkíbà wa ṣe ọ àti wá sínú ọjọ́ tuntun lénìí ojúmọ́ ire ojúmọ́ ayọ̀ ojúmọ́ ìdùnnú ojúmọ́ àlàáfíà la tún ti rí lénìí a ní kí ojúmọ́ tó mọ́ yìí kó mọ́ wa síre kó mọ́ wa sówó kó mọ́ wa sáyọ̀ kó mọ́ wa sálàáfíà kó mọ́ wa sí ìṣẹ́gun ìgbéga àti ìlera pípé láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo ire tó wà nínú odù ire gbogbo tó wà nínú odù òun ni kó jẹ́ tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè kí gbogbo ibi kí gbogbo wàhálà kí gbogbo ìdààmú kó dilé olódi láṣẹ Èdùmàrè lórí wa lórí ọmọ lórí ọkọ lórí iṣẹ́ a máa wá dúpẹ́ ni bẹ́ẹ̀ la máa ṣẹnu rere ní awó wa kí awó máa yin ifá kí ifá máa yin Elédùmarè nítorí tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa báyìí ire ló máa yọrí sí wọ́n ní ire lójú owó rí ire lójú wa máa rí o ire lóko lẹ́yìn odi níbi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi ire lójú ni a máa rí o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àní kan dààmú àní kan wàhálà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè àní ráàrin fẹsẹ̀ sí ẹni títí ẹ ti bàjẹ́ àní bá wọn rìn àní bá wọn dòwò àní rógun wàhálà àní rógun ìjàmbá àní rógun ìdààmú láṣẹ Èdùmàrè Ọ̀ṣun ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ̀ olóòyò ayò tàbí kojú ẹbọra tí ń gbé nínú omi àní kò dáàbò bò wá ọmọ tọkọtaya ti lé tọ̀nà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè wọ́n ní àìsàn kéré ó tóbi ni ó gbóògùn ni kò gbóògùn ni ọmọ aráyé ò ní fi kankan ṣe wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè iṣẹ́ tá à ń ṣe àní fowó ẹ̀ ṣàìsàn àní fi wo àìsàn àní fi wo àrùn àní dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn fọmọ ọmọ ò ní dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn fún gbogbo àwọn àgbàlagbà tó wà nílé wa gbogbo àwọn arúgbó wọn ò ní fàìsàn lògbà láṣẹ Èdùmàrè ọmọ aráyé ò ní fún àwọn àgbàlagbà wa wọn ò ní fi dà wá láàmú láṣẹ Èdùmàrè tá a bá wá ráwọn tó dùbúlẹ̀ àìsàn ní ọwọ́ tí à ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí níbi gbogbo tí wọ́n bá wà, ọ̀ṣun ṣẹ̀ǹgẹ̀ṣẹ́ ládékojú ẹbọra tí ń gbé nínú omi alágbolódò bá wa fún wọn ní àgbo àlàáfíà ẹ kó mú wọn lára dá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àwa tá à ń ṣòwò wọ́n ní àtàwàràwàrà tẹ̀gẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí ní ká máa tà, wọ́n ní ọmọ ẹ̀tà ní kọ́kọ́ tà ọmọ ẹlòmíràn tó tà, àtàwàràwàrà àtàjèrè òun ní káwa máa tà ó láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ire gbogbo òun ni kó máa jẹ́ tiwa o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní inú igbó ni obì wà, ọmọ aráyé máa ń lànà kan ni, kí ọmọ aráyé lànà owó kàn wá, kọ́ lànà ọlá kàn wá, kọ́ lànà ọlá kàn wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ojú rere là ń retí o, ẹ̀yọ́nú là ń retí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Kọ́mọ aráyé máa yọ́nú sí wa. Wọ́n níjọ́ tó rí bá fojú kan ọ̀run báyìí, ìjọ́ yẹn ló ń yọ́. Kọ́mọ aráyé máa yọ́nú sí wa, ọkùnrin ni, obìnrin ni, dúdú ni, funfun ni, lẹ́bọ lóògùn ni, amọ́niṣe ni, afàìmọ́niṣe ni, oṣóolé ni, àjẹlé ni, aṣenitán bá ní dárò ní kọ́ máa yọ́nú sí wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ká má rogun aláròká o, ká má rogun àwọn tó ń rojọ́ wa káàkiri o láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá wá ní òkú bí tá a máa gbé gbà lójú ẹ̀mí wọn báyìí, á gbé débi gíga, á gbé débi ayọ̀ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní takò wá, àní rí bànújẹ́ ayé, àní ríjà àwọn tó nílẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin ìyá mi ọ̀pákẹ́ àlàkẹ́ o, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi olókìkí òru, ẹ̀yin ìyá mi òṣòròmọ̀nìgà, ẹ̀yin agbẹ́kún ọmọ ẹ̀ta tí wèrè, àpèyìn fúnkù àpèyìn fárùn, nítorí gbogbo orí tó péjọpọ̀ la ṣe pè yín pé kẹ́ ẹ yọ́nú sí wa. Ẹ̀yọ́nú yín la béèrè fún, àfẹ́ ríjà ayé o. Ẹni tẹ́ ẹ bá yọ́nú sí òun ló ń rí tiẹ̀ ṣe. Ẹ̀yin tó ń jẹ ayé, ẹ̀yin tẹ́lẹ̀dùmarè gbélé ayé lé lọ́wọ́, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbélé ayé ṣe tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ẹ fàyè gbà wá, ẹ fọ̀nà gbà wá, káwa náà gbélé ayé ṣe nǹkan tó ń ṣe láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Kí ọ̀rọ̀ wa má dàbí ejò tó kọjá lórí àpáta tí ò nípa. A máa nípa owó, a máa nípa ọlá, a máa nípa ọlà nílé ayé tá a wá yìí láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Wọ́n ní ibi gbogbo tá a bá lọ ire ni ká máa bá níbẹ̀. Ajé ògúngúlú sọ ìwọ la pé o, wá dúró tì wá, wá sọlé wa dilé, wá fọ̀nà wa ṣọ̀nà, má bínú sí wa o. Ká má lájé lọ́rùn, ká ní lọ́wọ́ ni, ká ní àbùdí bí tolókun ṣe ń jẹ́, ká ní àbùdí bí tọlọ́sà ṣe ń jẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ajé kó wá dúró tì wá, kó wá dirun, kó digba lọ́dọ̀ wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ire owó, ire ọlá, ire ọlà tájé gbé sọ́wọ́ kó wá di tiwa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo ibi tá à ń lọ kọ́mọ aráyé máa yọ́nú sí wa ni, àní tójú ayé mọ́lẹ̀ o, àní bí àwọn tó ń jẹ ayé nínú o, àní ríjà ayé o, àní ríjà òrìṣà. Bá a ṣe ń rúbọ a máa gbà, ẹbọ wa máa fi, ẹbọ wa máa dà, ẹbọ wa máa dòdì ọ̀run láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Owó tá a fi máa ṣẹbọ kò ní wọ́n wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Owó tá a fi máa ṣe fá kò ní wọ́n wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Ifá ti gbé àwọn ará wájú, kífá wá gbé èmi àtẹ̀yìn náà. Ifá ò ní dórí tiwa kó bàjẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Gbogbo àdáwọ́lé wa báyìí ire ló máa bọ́ sí lórí àwọn ọmọ wa, lórí àwọn ọkọ wa, àní sunkún. Ọmọ aráyé ò ní bọ́ bàtà ọ̀fọ̀ síwájú ilé ẹnì kọ̀ọ̀kan wa láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Èyí tá a wí lénìí, àṣẹ ti gùn, arọ̀ ti rọ̀ mọ́, ó ti rí bẹ́ẹ̀, ó ti ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀, torí pé wọ́n ní àbálá alágẹmọ máa ń dá, òrìṣà òkè ló máa ń gbà. Àwa tún ti dábàá tiwa lénìí, òrìṣà òkè ti gbà, ó ti fàṣẹ sí i. Ibi gbogbo tẹ́ ẹ bá wà, ìwúre tá a ṣe lénìí á mọ́ yín lórí o. Wọ́n ní tó wáyé pé omi ni wọ́n fi wẹ̀ yín dọ́tọ́ kọ́kọ́ bí yín, kí ìwúre yìí kó mọ́ yín lórí. Tó wáyé pé kọ̀ọ̀kan lọ fi wẹ̀ yín dọ́tọ́ kọ́kọ́ bí yín, kó kàn yín lára. Wọ́n ní tí afẹ́fẹ́ bá fẹ́ á kangi oko lára. Níbi gbogbo ẹ bá wà, nílé ni, lóko ni, lẹ́yìn odi ni, nírìn àjò tẹ́ ẹ wà ní, lókè òkun ni, kí ìwúre yìí kó kàn yín lára, kó bá yín nílé, kó mọ́ yín lára, kó rí yín gbà, kó rí yín má takò láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Àwíṣẹ ni tifá, àfọ̀ṣẹ ni tọ̀rúnmìlà. Èyí tá a wí lénìí, àṣẹ ti gùn ó láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Bá a dẹ̀ ṣe ń lọ, àní jáde lékú lọ́wọ́, àní jáde lárùn lọ́wọ́. Ẹ ṣé o, onírúṣe ọlọ́bẹ̀ ṣe, ẹ̀yin tẹ́ bá wa jẹ́, ẹ kú àìbínú. Ẹ̀yin la máa bá, àwa náà lẹ máa rí, ọmọ òní fẹ́ lòmíì ṣe wá láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Títí ọ̀la ní Friday àbí? Títí ọ̀la tá a tún máa padà sórí ètò 6 a.m. tomorrow morning again on this channel, Iyanifaewa TV on YouTube, and on TikTok it is Ifa Collect. I will see you again tomorrow. Títí ọ̀la náà, everybody that gave us gifts, àbùdí ni tí yín máa jẹ́ láṣẹ Èdùmàrè. Someone should remind me of the YouTube. Please type in the YouTube channel. Type in the YouTube channel. Type in the YouTube channel. Last share, Dumar. The person that is asking for the YouTube, this is what it looks like. Mind blown network. This is what it looks like. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Thank you very much for typing it. So when you are searching, this is what you will find. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. So send a message via WhatsApp if you have any question we have not answered, any concern. Virgo Queen, bye. Please, if you're on WhatsApp, can you send me a message on WhatsApp? I really want to know you. Your name popped up like a million times today. All right, Eshe Gonio, thank you very much. Love and kisses to all of you. I know, Bumi, thank you. 2 whole hours you are here all through Eshe and every other person. Gbogbo ẹni tó fún wa ní gift, all the like, all the shares. We are super, 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 super grateful. Thank you so much. Yoruba purpose in life. What is your purpose in life? Sorry, your purpose in life. Thank you so much. Jane, I see you. JJ Niger Logistics. Thank you so much. Titi Olano, Ireneo. I will see you all tomorrow. Okay. The pinned message is the what's it called? You send a message now. Be expecting the pinned handle. That is the handle of the TikTok of the YouTube channel where we are focusing on mental and psychological, emotional health for people of color, as our ancestors did it. And this is the WhatsApp number I just pinned. So let that roll for a minute, and then we will wrap up. Kífá ó bá wa ṣe, kí Elédùmarè ó bá wa ṣe, àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn, ó bá wa ṣe. Mo ní kífá ó bá ní ṣe, kí Elédùmarè ó bá ní ṣe, àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn. New to this program, thank you very much. Don't forget to click on the follow button and join us tomorrow 6 a.m. Nigerian time, which is 1 a.m. on the EST, 5 a.m. on GMT, and 9 a.m. to those that are in Dubai. Thank you very much. We're about to round up. We're counting down. Kífá ó bá ní ṣe, kí Elédùmarè ó bá ní ṣe, àwọn tó ṣàwo kù sẹ́yìn, ó bá wa ṣe. This program is called Ashe for today, and we say, my blessing is here now, Ashe, it is done. And I am your host, Iyanifa Awobankefa, popularly known as Iyanifa Ewa, the founder of Ifa College, where we teach undiluted, unwatered down truth about Ifa, Isheshe, and African spirituality. Here you get to unlearn the misconceptions that life has taught you about your roots and your culture. You learn the truth and you relearn certain things that you knew and you're forgotten. Until tomorrow, I remain yours faithfully, or yours what? Yours what do they say? Yours sincere, yours in love, yours in Ifa, yours in Ao. I will see you tomorrow.